How do you describe experimental design? Well, there's three big parts to it. First of all, you have to explain how you're going to randomly assign your experimental units to the treatment groups. Secondly, you need to describe what the treatment groups are. There are at least two, could be more than two. You might also include in this part what variables how you're controlling certain variables to keep everything alike, some details of how that treatment is implemented. Then thirdly, what do you do at the end of the treatment? What variables are you going to measure and how are you going to compare the groups? So for example, many students enroll in prep courses to improve their SAT scores. We have an experiment where 20 students who have taken the SAT once already volunteered to participate in an experiment to compare online and classroom, face-to-face classroom prep courses. Describe how we can use a completely randomized design to compare online and SAT prep courses. So first, the random assignment. Just an an AP test tip. We know three different methods for random assignment. One is a physical method of actually literally putting names in a bag or a hat, mixing them up, drawing them out. Another one is using a random number generator, such as the random int on your calculator, and generating certain number of numbers out of a fixed range of numbers from that. And then also selecting digits from a random number table. You could be asked to describe any of those methods on the AP test. However, if you are given the choice, I would suggest describing the hat method because it is the simplest and the easiest to avoid leaving out something that might deduct points. So here's the hat method. Write all 20 names on identical pieces of paper, put in a hat, mix them up, and draw out 10 names. Those students will take the online class, and the remaining 10 students will take the classroom course. All students, okay, so there's my random assignment. I have also described my treatment groups. I'm going to give a little bit more detail about the treatment. All students will complete the entire course, okay? So that's my condition here for the treatment groups. Other experiments will have a lot more detail potentially with how that treatment is implemented. And then take the same SAT test on the same day and time. So that's what they're going to do at the end of the treatment. We will compute the average improvement in SAT score for each group and then compare. Because remember, all these individuals have taken the SAT once, so we're going to see how much their score improves, take the average improvement for each group, and then compare. And obviously then we'll check to see if the difference is statistically significant. So the book uses a diagram process and an explanation process. You don't have to make a diagram. If it's helpful to you, you can draw out a diagram, but remember, you can't just draw a diagram. You also have to explain the procedure, the random assignment, the treatment groups, and then what you do afterwards.